Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am Nadeem Khan from GIK College. Today I am going to discuss the topic organic chemistry, organic compound, and application of organic compounds. So, let me start with the uh, organic chemistry. This topic can be equally used by the 10th class students as well as the second year students, because both of these two classes involve organic chemistry. So let me start with, the term organic. It is derived from organism, jandar. Organism mean plants and animals. So it was believed that the compounds obtained from plants and animals are called organic compound. At studies called organic chemistry. This is because there was a scientist whose name was Berzelius, and he proposed a theory which was known as vital force theory. According to this theory, the preparation of organic compounds needs a special force which is present inside the bodies of the plants and animals, and this supernatural force is called vital force, and this theory is known as vital force theory. This means that the organic compounds are only prepared inside the bodies of the plants and animals under the supervision of the vital force. Without vital force, you cannot prepare any organic compound. So we cannot prepare any organic compound in lab and industry or anywhere else outside the bodies of the living organisms. So this theory was known as vital force theory. This was put forward by the Berzelius. This theory prevailed for more than 200 years. Ultimately, in 1828, another scientist, King Frederick Wohler, who prepared an organic compound, urea. This is the formula of urea. By heating an inorganic compound, NH4CNO, ammonium cyanate. This is inorganic ammonium cyanate compound, and this is the organic compound which is called urea. So he prepared an organic compound in lab by heating ammonium cyanate. So this was the first ever organic compound prepared by man. So the vital force theory was knocked out. It received a huge blow in 1828 when King Frederick Wohler prepared the first ever organic compound in lab by heating ammonium cyanate and prepared the compound urea. So vital force theory was rejected. Up till now, millions of organic compounds have been prepared and studied. So let us proceed further. Now I'm going to discuss what is organic chemistry, what's a modern definition. This was the old, which I have discussed. That was the old definition of organic chemistry, that compounds obtained from plants and animals. Nowadays we call it, carbon. Carbon is the member of group 4 element. It has 4 electrons in its outermost shell. It can form 4 bonds. Those compounds which contain carbon is essential element, or you can say carbon containing compounds are called organic compounds. The study of such compounds and their derivatives is called organic chemistry. Let me give the simplest example. Look at this compound CH4. It is called methane. It's a component of the natural gas methane. Natural gas contain from 80 to 90% methane. When I react this compound with chlorine, Cl2, it gives us another compound, methyl chloride, along with HCl. Now this is an organic compound. This compound contains carbon and hydrogen. So those compounds which contain carbon and hydrogen, they are called what? Hydrocarbons. When I allow to react this compound with chlorine, I obtain another compound which is called methyl chloride. So this is organic compound. Organic compound. This is called derivative of organic compound. Derivative means it has been derived from, this compound has been derived from this. So organic chemistry is not only the study of the organic compound, but it also involves the study of derivatives. So there is another definition of organic chemistry, that the study of hydrocarbons and their derivatives is called organic chemistry. So this was something about the organic compound and organic chemistry. Now let me discuss something else. It also must be noted that when there is carbon in an organic compound, there is hydrogen. Yes, but always remember that for a compound to be organic, the presence of carbon is necessary, but the presence of hydrogen is not necessary. For example, CCl4. This is an organic compound. It contains carbon but no hydrogen. So this means that the presence of carbon is necessary for a compound to be organic, not the hydrogen. Okay students, similarly, now let me proceed further. There are few compounds which contain carbon but they are not the organic compounds. For example, carbonates. Carbonates are the compound like this. Look at this formula. Calcium carbonate. This is the calcium, this is carbonate. You know, it contains carbon. This is Ca for calcium, C for carbon, O for oxygen. So this compound contains carbon, but this is not organic compound. This is not organic compound. This is called, calcium carbonate. It is called marble in our common language, or marble stone, or you can say limestone. Okay, so it's a very famous compound, marble. Now similarly, bicarbonates. For example, NaHCO3, sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. This is called baking soda. Baking soda, normally used in bakery products like cakes, breads and other. So it also contains what? Carbon, but it is not organic compound. Similarly, cyanides. For example, sodium cyanide, NaCN, potassium cyanide, KCN. They also have carbon in them, but they are not the organic compounds. Something very interesting about these two compounds. Scientists believe that there is also a story about these two compounds, which may be true or fake, but I don't know. That someone tried to determine how it tastes. He wanted to check the taste of these two compounds, especially potassium cyanide. So he took a pinch of the potassium cyanide and wanted to check the taste of this potassium cyanide. So he took a bit of potassium cyanide in one hand and a ballpoint in another hand, and he tasted and immediately died. He just wrote S. So there are still confusion about this as there are many controversies. So some people believe that he was about to write sweet, that it tastes sweet. Some people believe that is sour. sour taste. Some people believe that it he was he was writing he was about to write salty. So from as salty, from as sweet, from as sour, still there is a confusion how it tastes because they are so poisonous. They are highly poisonous. Maybe among those which are highly poisonous substances upon the earth's surface. So these are they have carbon but they are not the organic compounds. Now similarly oxides of carbon. Oxides. When carbon combined with oxygen, it is called oxides. Oxides of carbon. For example, carbon 1 oxygen is called carbon monoxide. Carbon 2 oxygen, it is called carbon dioxide. Both of these two contain carbon but they are not organic compounds. And similarly carbides. Carbides, carbides. This the most familiar example is CaC2, calcium carbide. Calcium carbide is a very interesting compound. Uh, you know, for the artificial ripening of bananas, mangoes, we use calcium carbide. We keep the small pieces of calcium carbide in the packets of mangoes and allow the and then we make them airtight for 2-3 days for the artificial ripening of fruits. It is also used by the students for few experiments for opening the closed bottles of various you can say closed bottles. Opening up closed bottles also involve the calcium carbide. The interesting experiments are there too many for the students which want to have some fun with organic chemistry. So let me discuss that calcium carbide. It is in normal language it is called carbate. 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 It's commercially available in market everywhere. You can have it. So this contains carbon, but this is not organic compound. So dear students, carbonates of carbon, bicarbonates, cyanides, oxides of carbon, carbides, all they have carbon in them, but they are not regarded as organic compound. You will be surprised at why? Because their properties are totally different from organic compounds. For example, most of the organic compounds are liquids or gases. They have low boiling and melting points. They have mostly the covalent bonds. They have ionic bonds. Organic compounds have covalent bonds. Organic compounds are mostly liquid and volatile solids. Volatile liquids and gases. Organic compounds are mostly volatile liquids and gases. They are solids. So similarly, most of the organic compounds are inflammable. They catch fire. They don't catch fire, and instead you can see carbon dioxide is used to put out fire in fire extinguishers. So this was something about the organic chemistry and organic compounds, and few compounds which contain carbon but they are not organic compound because their properties are totally different from organic compound. Stop. Now students, we are going to discuss the applications of organic chemistry. It can also be importance of organic chemistry or validity of organic compound and organic chemistry. So I normally discuss with my students, for example, when I am in classroom, I used to tell my students that for example, if we exclude all the things which are organic from our classroom, the very interesting situation will arise. For example, first of all the wooden objects, they will disappear. All the plastic objects, they will disappear. So the teacher table, chairs, and similarly the whiteboards, similarly the green board, similarly the curtains, they will disappear because they are organic compounds, and we are going to eliminate the organic compounds from our classroom. Similarly, the human bodies they will also vanish because human bodies are composed of carbohydrate, proteins, fats, vitamins. All of them are organic compounds. So the life would be very dull if we eliminate all organic compounds from our life. So uh, let me start with the first, the application of the organic compounds or organic chemistry. You know, all the fuels, if it is petrol, diesel, similarly kerosene, jet jet fuel, CNG, LPG, all fuels are what organic compound. These are the gifts of organic chemistry. Similarly, lubricants, lubricants like mobile oil, grease. These are organic compounds. Candle wax, it's an organic compound. Asphalt or pitch, what we call carbon blend or carbon coke, which is used for what we call charcoal. This is also organic compound. Similarly, explosives. Explosives not only used in bombs for warfare, but explosives are also used for making construction purpose and destruction purpose. For example, if someone is trying to, especially the civil engineers, when they are making roads in the hilly area, they explode the huge rocks by using explosives. Examples are explosives are TNT, trianitrotoluene, nitrocellulose, and nitroglycerin. So trianitrotoluene, the second is nitroglycerin, the third is the nitrocellulose. All of them are explosives. These are organic compounds. Okay. Similarly, dyes. Dye is the color of cloth. Color of cloth. Kapde ka rang. Some food dyes are also there, which are used to color the food products. So these dyes are organic compounds. Similarly, soaps and detergents. Soaps, soap. A lot of varieties are there. Detergents which are in powdered form, for example, surf. All of them are organic compounds. Similarly, medicines. It includes a huge variety of compounds. For example, analgesics, antibiotics, uh, uh, painkillers, sleeping drugs. All of them are organic compounds. Then medicines, and then pesticides. Pesticides, it also includes a huge class of compounds. These includes weed killers, some unwanted plants grows with the wheat and maize crops, and these weeds must be controlled. So weedicides are used for them. These are organic compound. Similarly, to control the mosquitoes, the other bugs, we used insecticides. This not only for crops, but also for to control the many disease. For example, malaria. For example, SARS, as dengue. So insecticides are used to control insects like mosquitoes and other, which causes not only give the causes damage to the plants but also to the man and animal life. Similarly, you know, human bodies are composed of carbohydrate, protein, lipids, vitamins, and other substances, for example, steroids and many others. So all of them are organic compounds. Now, similarly, if I proceed, fertilizers. Fertilizers, they may be natural or artificial. For example, manure is the